And when I hurt, the hurtin' rolls off my shoulders. How can I hurt when holding you? On the hardest part of the ring, the hardest part of the ring. Okay, sometimes you go over the top rope and you bang your head on the ring apron. Why do you do that? That's when you feel like a big dope, because they're the worst bumps you can be taking. Oh, it's the hardest part of the ring. The hardest part of the ring. Two more. Sometimes you reach out for the hot tag and you go ahead and make your own comeback. Knock it off. That's when you should quit wrestling. And you're better off rolling in thumbtacks. It's the hardest part of the ring. Hey, it's the hardest part of the ring. One more. Sometimes you're distracting the referee, and the babyface he has the wrestler pinned. Then you get punched to the ring apron, and you realize all the trouble you're in when it's the hardest part of the ring. Hey, it's the hardest part of the ring. Now double claps. It's Monday Night Raw, Bob Squad. Somebody close the window, because there is a draft up in here. The hardest part of the ring. The hardest part of the ring. Bada bada, whatever. Ew, whoa, yay. What is going on, Bob Squad? We are bushwhacking our way towards another episode of Hardest Part of the Ring, the intentionally worst wrestling podcast of all time. We're talking about Hulu Edition, the Hulu Edition, not limited enough commercial interruption. Is a special Monday Night Raw? No, it's not. Oh God, it isn't. It's special. It's not special like important special. It's special like yeah, they don't have those in Europe. So it's this short bus special. Like it's a different kind of special. It's like when a Southern person is really telling you you're an idiot, but they do it in the nicest way when they just say like "bless your heart." That's the kind of special. This is the Monday Night Raw that, oh man, it draws you a drawing and you don't know what it is, and then they tell you it's an elephant and you pat on the head and say what a beautiful elephant. You put it on your fridge for a day and a half until it forgets because it's dumb, and you carry forward. That's this Raw. Yes. Okie dokie. Let me look at my notes. Any business to talk about beforehand? No, we'll talk about it after. Okay, October 4th, 10-4, over and out, and man, I wish it was from the very beginning. I made my draft joke already, very good. They they start, well, first Hulk Hogan slams Andre the Giant, you know that part. So, they start with a logo that says, "The wait is over." Were you waiting for this? I just found out about it from the logo. And the wait is over. Yeah, hot damn, and oh man. Every year, sometimes twice a year, when they do these things, they find a new way to be even further away from what the concept of a draft actually is. And this year topped itself. I won't say this is the worst of all the drafts they've ever done. They're not memorable by any stretch of the imagination. Everyone remembers the first one in 2002 pretty much. And along the way, every couple of years, we'd have a memorable moment or two, a big surprise or two, or something like that. John Cena on Raw for the first time with on the Chris Jericho, whatever show it was. The time JR found out on air he's going to SmackDown, like those kind of things. I can't think of any others. Basically, 05 and 08 were the last two that, who the hell knows. So, the wait is over. Don't wait anymore. Well, the wait is also over for the rest of this episode. We don't talk about it. We open the show. Becky Lynch herself gets a good reaction. She says, "Hey, I've been on Raw in a year and a half," because she had a baby out of her uterus. She didn't say that part, but she might as well have. I know what happens. And then she's in the ring, and we don't know she's a heel yet. It takes her a little while to remind us. And Charlotte interrupts her, but I'm finding out now that I guess Charlotte got drafted to SmackDown. But they mentioned briefly once, for a company that beats everything into your brains, they briefly mentioned once, oh yes, this doesn't take place till like October 22nd or something like that. Okie doke. So Charlotte is on SmackDown, and Becky is on Raw. She says the brass won't like it. Whatever they whatever. We just don't buy it anymore, Becky. Stop it. You're not the rebel anymore. You haven't been for years. You were a rebel for like 3 months, okay, and then the rest of it was marketing. Oh, and Stephanie McMahon taking credit for it. Okay, said enough. So the Raw Women's Champion is going to SmackDown, and the SmackDown Women's Champion is going to Raw. Are they doing the flop, the switch like they did a year or two ago with New Day and Street Profits? They literally just traded belts in a backstage segment in 30 seconds. Are they going to do that? No, with Becky and Charlotte, they're not doing that. I could be wrong, but so I don't know how that's going to work. Are they just going to have it called the SmackDown Championship on Raw and vice versa? I don't know. Don't worry, because all of this will be changed. And more than, well, I'm going to get to the drafts in a second. Okay, so Charlotte and Becky argue. And Bianca, but yeah, Belayer comes out. I'm a Bianca Belayer fan, and this segment exposed some of Bianca's weaknesses here. Because on the microphone, she could not hang with them. I don't know if she was more tethered to a literal script than the other two, because clearly Becky and Charlotte have this extra freedom. Because Bianca just came out and said all catchphrases she could think of that she's ever had. And she didn't say them with much enthusiasm either. Her volume was low. It was this didn't help Bianca at all. This made Bianca an afterthought. This showed Bianca to not be a star. She won this year's WrestleMania, one of the nights, and this didn't. It doesn't look like it anymore. She just doesn't look like a WrestleMania main eventer now. She's not as special. It's unfortunate, but this exposed her for being way less special now. Sorry to say that, but it is what it is. It's the hardest part of the ring, okay? You can't take it. Don't take bumps on a ring apron. What's the matter with you? You shouldn't be bumping her anyway. You're not supposed to. The rings totally weren't made for that. Bob, stay focused. So Charlotte and Becky are arguing. They're both heels. Sonya Deville and Adam Pierce come out for the first of 700 times tonight. And they introduce Jeff Hardy for whatever reason, and we go to break. And then Jeff Hardy, I guess, is going to wrestle somebody. But wait a minute. Before we do that, let's let Jeff stand in the ring, not just during a commercial break, but also during a draft. Because now that we know, because I was just at one of these things a month ago, the wrestler just stands there in the dark, like a buffoon. And then they play that music for 3 seconds before you come back, so it looks like it's been playing the whole time, but it has not. It's only been playing for like a second more than you're hearing it. It's really silly. The Usos got drafted to SmackDown. They are already on SmackDown. You will notice a pattern. Bobby Lashley got drafted to Raw. He is already on Raw. Sasha Banks is going to SmackDown. She is already on SmackDown. Damian Priest. Did I miss one? Who cares? Damian Priest enters to no reaction. They cooled on Priest. Oh my god. Because they could tell. Because he's not cool anymore. The people know. The people know, oh, this is a new toy. It's another one of Vince's guys. Whatever. They're going to make him as bland and unfun as they took everything that was fun about Priest, or everything that was cool about Priest, and just flush it away. And did they ever? And he has a good back-and-forth match with Jeff. Jeff gets all the reaction. Jeff hits his finish, and I'm looking at him like, is Priest kicking out of this finish? And Priest nails Jeff with a crucifix. He went outside the ring, tackled a Priest, took the guy's crucifix out of his pocket, and beat Jeff Hardy with it. No, he did not. He used the crucifix pinning combination for the 1-2-3. Match gets 8,001 stars. And the Priest leaves, and Jeff Hardy is interviewed for no reason whatsoever by Sarah Schreiber, who is a blonde lady. And then Austin Theory debuts, and he fanboys over Jeff Hardy and wants to take a selfie. And Jeff Hardy, despite being 26-something years in the business, falls for this from a 23-year-old kid and says, okay, and Austin hits him with a clothesline and a finishing maneuver. And then he takes a selfie. Alrighty. Why would Jeff fall for that? And that's Austin Theory. So he's going to be taking selfies if everybody beats up until someone else beats him up and takes a selfie. And that'll be the end of that. And then every week everyone has to remind Vince what a selfie is, and so on and so forth. An Irish guy talks to RK Bro, And I think Randy Orton challenged Omos here. Sure. And then a guy's still Irish, and Seth Rollins is coming to Raw on the first of 15 drafts. Okay, Nakamura and Rick Boobs are staying on SmackDown. Damian Priest is coming to Raw, and he's already on Raw, and Sheamus is going to SmackDown. Okay. After just about all of these, they would have like a 10-second thing of the wrestler. Some of them were just video packages of the wrestler, but a lot of them were wrestlers standing backstage. Like, yeah, I'm a lot of head nodding. Like, yeah, I'm agreeing with the thing that happened. And Priest was the worst one. No wonder they called on him. He's got a dopey grin on his face, and he's nodding, bobbing his head to his own music. He looks like a total dork. He's like the coolest guy there. He's got the voice and the hair and the leather pants. Don't forget the leather pants. Ugh. Whatever. An Irish guy, not Sheamus, but the announcer talks to the Usos, and Heyman is Heyman is being stared at by the Usos because the Irish guy says something about Heyman making sure Brock Lesnar is a free agent. So okay, and then Usos stare at Heyman. There are people walking back and forth in the background during this like 20-second thing, which I don't mind. I like because it makes it look real. If you're backstage at a live televised alleged sporting event, LOL. Why wouldn't there be people walking around? Because usually I'm just surprised because this company likes everything so sterile and so clean and so overproduced and so perfect all the time that none of it looks real. It's like people's teeth in a dentist commercial is this fucking show. And they let people just walk around in the background there, and they were far in the back, but I was very surprised that it must have been live because I don't know. I don't think they would have let that go taped. I think somebody would have nitpicked it to death. It must have been live, and they said, "Oh, someone's they're not fired, but they're probably like, hey, we're yelling at you." Who's texting me? It doesn't matter right now. Everyone's gonna die anyway. What? AJ Styles and Omos are going to Raw, which they're already on Raw. Do you notice this pattern? Shayna Baszler is going to SmackDown. Kevin Owens is going to Raw. Xia Li is going to SmackDown. Xia Li of the NXT fame. Cool. I like Xia Li. I like Shayna Baszler. I don't think they should both be going to SmackDown. One should be going to Raw. The other SmackDown, because to get either of them over as kind of like a Xia Li is more of a deadly like miniature buzzsaw, and Shayna is more of the killer. First of all, I think after one match they're going to give up on Xia Li because she's really tiny, and they're just going to say the fuck with it. I think they're giving up on Xia Li before anything else. Hey, I wouldn't, but whatever. Because I don't think she can talk. Shayna Baszler, I thought her business wasn't done on Raw, but alright. Supposedly on the non-Hulu edition, she wrestled and defeated Dana Brooke very quickly. I didn't see it. It wasn't on Hulu. Big E is in the ring, and he's the champion, and he looks bummed. Like, yeah, he's supposed to be kayfabe bummed because the New Day, his other partners, I guess, got taken and drafted to SmackDown, but him and Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre interrupts him, and Drew says something about it's a Drew day, and they talk for a long time. Clearly, Drew was going to challenge Big E for the thing. The Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, come out to the ring. And Dolph Ziggler wants them to thank him for making their careers, Drew and E, and this goes on for a very long time. And the one part that stands out the most to me, what I'm personally offended by, I am personally offended that Robert Roode referred to himself as Big Bob. Not happy. WWE tweeted just the capital letters with an exclamation, Big Bob, and I wrote, yeah, what's up? Thought they're talking to me. No. But Corey Graves had a lot of fun with this saying Big Bob over and over. I don't know if it was on his own volition or if somebody was in his ear or was telling him to keep saying it. But they had fun with it. But it took forever and ever and ever just to set up this stupid tag team match that are we going to have the match? We go to break, we come back, we're having a match. Well, okay. They didn't even get a yes. They have a tag match. It's very good. You have great wrestlers in this match. Big E does that splash onto Dolph Ziggler. With Dolph Ziggler, his lower half is in a ring, and Dolph's upper half is on a ring apron, which, if you did not know, is the hardest part of the ring. And we do the old tried and true, not very true, but tried too many times. Big E is going to hit a finish, and he gets that blind, a little aggressive slapping tag on the shoulder, and Drew tags himself in and hits his finish 1, 2, 3, and so then Big E gives Big Bob his finish. Oh, and Drew McIntyre referred to himself after Big E said, "You'll wrestle me, Big E," and Drew cut him off and said, "And me, Big D," like a slang for penis. There, do you understand? Okay, so so Big E challenges Drew McIntyre to take a shot at his championship at Crown Jewel, the stupid Saudi Arabia thing. Little thing I did like about this, instead of just everyone has a mic, yada yada yada. After they both hit a bad guy with their finish, an expendable bad guy. I know they're brilliant wrestlers, but they haven't been portrayed as top guys in forever. Big E gets into the face, and the camera just has to come in close on him. And Big E just says, "Hey, you want to match it? You want your match? You'll have it. It's the Saudi Arabia thing, Crown Jewel." And instead of this big contrived microphone, because they just did one of those. I'm so thankful they didn't go through another. So that was nice just to see. Like, that's how Big E, that's how a big champion would do it. He would just get into the guy's face and say, "All right, you want it, it's here. Why would I need a microphone for this?" So I like that. Little thing, but I enjoyed it. Match gets 16,000 stars. More draft. Oof, there's a lot of draft. The Street Profits are going to Raw. The Vikings are going to SmackDown. Finn Balor's going to Raw. Ricochet's going to SmackDown. Then there's like a break and another draft. Maybe that might just be a Hulu edit. Karrion Kross is staying on Raw. Okay. SmackDown gets Hector Guerrero and Angel Garza. SmackDown also gets Cesaro, who they already have. And Raw gets Alexa Bliss, who they already have. Not how a draft works. And how I felt so bad for the live crowd, as bad as I felt for me watching it. They must have been bored out of their skull, because they just got talking segment after talking segment after talking segment. And then they just see a graphic of a wrestler and some footage. They're just watching video clips. And that sucks. Goldberg is coming to confront Bobby Lashley. I fast forwarded to the end. I didn't want to hear one word of Goldberg talking or see him enter the ring. I fast forwarded to Bobby Lashley is there, and the Hurt Business tries to jump Goldberg from behind, but they fail. And they agree to wrestle a Crown Jewel. Okay, cool, I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. One thing of note right before they went to the break is that Goldberg, he's angry at Bobby Lashley for putting his son in a full Nelson and hurting his son's neck, his teenage son. He should be trying to sprint towards and rip Lashley apart limb from limb and not want to wait for any match. Goldberg beats up his two guys, Shelton and Cedric, with the 4 last names between the two of them. Goldberg beats them up. I forgot if he hit spears, or he probably did. I don't remember if he just hit clothesline. I don't know. And then Goldberg sees Lashley at the ramp. He kind of half steps his way outside the ring and then steps back in. The guy you want to kill for hurting your son is right there. But he just stands there in the ring. He just can't get the invisible force field we've put around the ring. Like, what? Okay. An Irish guy is still Irish, and he talks to Seth, and I think Seth said the word shit really quickly, which might be based on a tweet after Braun Breaker said it last Tuesday. Seth goes, "Oh, we can say shit now. Shit, very good." But Seth was, I don't know what Seth is doing. It's over the top, and it's loud, and it's flashy, and that's fine, but I don't know what he's supposed to be. I don't understand a word coming out of his mouth, but I'm sure there'll be a documentary sooner or later where he's all smug making fun of an Ultimate Warrior promo. That's how they do it. There's some kind of segment. I was making steamed veggies, so I don't know, but somehow Randy RKO'd AJ Styles. Cool. There's a 6th Raw draft pick. Raw gets Carmela. Carmela is excited. She repeats her tagline, the most beautiful woman in WWE, very original. And she's looking over the camera. Like, just let them look at the camera. She looked ridiculous. She's looking. Where the hell was she looking? Carmella goes to Raw. Smackdown gets Ridge Holland of NXT. Raw gets Gable Steveson, the two-time Olympic, the Olympic gold medalist wrestler guy, and I don't care. Listen, he's gonna be gone in less than a year, so don't worry about it. Sami Zayn is the last draft pick on SmackDown. We get to our match, our main event: Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belayer, which was made during the Becky thing earlier on. Becky's on commentary in this. She's dressed like a who are the blue alien people? Avatar. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck she's looking like. She's looking odd, but she's very amusing on commentary. And usually, I think a lot of the wrestlers go over the top and take it over too much, but this needed it. Bianca versus Charlotte was a new main event. I know they've wrestled a handful of times, but it's been a long time. It just looked different. So it's nice to see Bianca on Raw. Did Bianca get drafted to Raw? I think so. I think so. I think Bianca's on Raw too. So they're talking about, I guess there's going to be a triple threat match at the Saudi Arabia between Becky, Sasha, and Bianca. Don't send the women to Saudi Arabia anymore, you assholes. They don't need to go. They're in trouble down there. It's not good. Anyway, they're going to have that stupid match. There'll be a fuck finish. I mean, Bianca's taking a pin and Becky's keeping it, so it's Becky over Bianca. So Sasha's hitting Bianca with something and getting shit canned, and Becky will get the Duke. Okay, match is over. You don't need to watch. Oh, Charlotte and Bianca was good. It was very good. This is the most I've see. I never said Charlotte buries her opponents in matches. She usually, as long as they're of somewhat, main event type caliber women, she'll wrestle them. But if Charlotte's wrestling, sorry, but a Nikki ASH or a Doudrop or whoever, yeah, Charlotte's gonna mow through them, or an Eva Marie or wherever the hell. But this was good. This was competitive, and of course Bianca. It looked like Bianca had Charlotte pinned. And Becky pulls out Bianca, beats her up, DQ, and Sasha Banks comes out of nowhere. Place went wild. So Becky was entertaining on commentary. Sasha, people went wild for. She made it very clear she's on SmackDown. She's wearing a lot of blue. There's blue everywhere. Blue hair, blue shoes, blue pants. A lot of blue. So she beats up Bianca and Becky and Charlotte. I think got out to get the hell out of there. So I don't know when the crown jewel is, but I don't care. Any business to take care of? I want to do another fun boxing for you as soon as I can. Thank you for all of you who watched the new episode of Beach Town. Hopefully we stay a little more regular on those. Jesse started his job, and my schedule has been a little wacky. I didn't know my job was going to have the overtime that it does, so I can buy more toys, which is awesome, and less time to show them to you, which is worse. I'd rather not. I'm not a money guy. That's the thing. The job pays enough from 8 to 5, it pays enough of what I wanted Monday, Friday. Like, that's what I want. Other than that, leave me alone. My time is my time. You can get money. I mean, it's hard, but money is flying around the universe. Your time is gone when it's gone. So I don't like my time wasted. I don't think human beings should really work for more than 5 hours a day tops. We should all pretty much have part-time jobs and call that full-time. And a part-time will be like 2 hours a day or 3 or something. We don't need to be working that much. Listen, if you've had an office job, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, whatever the hell it is, let's just say it's 8:30 to 5, all right, whatever. That made it worse, Bob. It's a terrible example. Listen, for that last hour, how much work you doing? If it's a little longer day, if it's 8 to 5, for that last hour and a half, maybe 3:30 to 4, you start tidying things up and you plan to pretty much fuck off at 4. Or keep things as open as you can, so if any stupid little thing comes up, you could bang it out and still get out of there on time. That's work, okay? What are we doing here? I'm just pointing and clicking things. It's very stupid. It's a game of who can remember the craziest process and order of clicking things and emailing them to people, and what to write in the subject and the body, etc., and how many spaces to leave so it goes in perfectly in their email rules into their perfect email folders. And it's very childish, but that's what we do. There's no more careers. Careers are dead. We just have jobs now, and then we'll be, if you start off poor, you're going to stay poor and then die, and that's the end. But the job pays me enough, more than enough than what I wanted, so I don't care about the extra. The extra money is like cool. It'll be cool when it comes in. I'm not going to sneeze at it. But at the same time, rather have my time. I'd much rather have my time. I don't like it. Yeah, okay, so on Saturday I only work 2 hours, on Sunday I only work 2 hours. Okay, that's still not a day off. It's still an aggravation thing that you have to do. Because don't think you're not getting stupid Teams messages. Well, enough about my work. The point is, it's getting a little harder to get these things out. I want to do another fun boxing soon because I have something cool. And the Motu Sun Bob has begun. I have about 3 minutes of the thing done. I didn't mean to rhyme that. But I like it. I like the look of it. I like the way I love Origins, the line. That's no secret. I love how they look on camera. I love how Grayskull looks on camera. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. Most of the stuff in the story is happening at Grayskull. It's really unavoidable. It's very hard to build a world for Eternians and probably Cybertronians too. They live in a really big world. G.I. Joes live on Earth. And soldiers hunker down and they hide in places and sneak into things. You can make the world very small and still very exciting. A Transformer on Cybertron, when it battles another Transformer, their world is huge and it has to look a certain way. It has to be very metallic and technological and scientific, all those big words. Much like Eternia has to look very fantastical and very organic, and you can't have any human Earth things in the background. Plants and land and water can be wacky colors, but to the eye, it doesn't really catch what you're trying to go for. Whereas the Joes on Earth, it's much easier to be like, oh, okay, the blue thing is clearly water, and the sound effects help, and the plants are plants. But it's much harder with Masters of the Universe. So Grayskull does a lot of that work for me. Nevertheless, I'm trying to give you as much extra that I possibly can instead of just staring at Grayskull the whole time. Because as beautiful as it is, it does get old. And thankfully, there's plenty of features and different corners of Grayskull to be in to change it up when I need to. But at the same time, yeah, you can't do this forever. So I'm trying to make the dialogue as interesting just to get you through it. The dialogue as interesting as it possibly can, and I think I'm doing okay. I like the story. My Sun Bobs are really about the story. All the stop motion. You've seen my stop motion, and the video or play motion, as they say in the Joe Berg world. Yeah, it's. I like to think it's not bad. It's good enough. It gets the point across, but really the point is the story is really the point. Everything else is me just trying to give it to you. It's just me putting ice cream over the pill, or the pill and ice cream, or peanut butter to get it into the dog's belly so they don't get worms. What? Okay, well, that's what I'm up to. This is the hardest part of the ring. Thank you so much. Also, I'm going to be doing the NXT one the same way I always do, because I got drafted to do the NXT hardest part of the ring, which I already do anyway. Draft.